What is up, guys? It's Axiom the Good Time Gaming here with another build video. This build video is actually going to have two builds in it. It is two solo builds I've been using for my solo series so far. You guys have asked for it, so I'm bringing it out to you guys today. I'm going to take you through both versions of it, the weapons, and yeah, some other hopefully interesting and good points that you guys can take back with you and maybe use this build for your own solo pursuits. Alright guys, so we're going to start out with my lighter armor version of this build. So I have my heavier armor one and I have my light armor version one. I started out with the heavy one, but then I ended up going over to the light one because honestly I had a much easier time with the light one because I could get around quicker. Maybe I'm just used to using quicker builds. I don't know what the case was, but I had a lot more success with a lighter version. So let's get started and I will show you guys how this thing works. First off, let's start by looking at our skills. So we're going to take Ace Underdog, Shotgun CQB, and Shotgun Impact to give us tons of damage and reload speed on our shotguns, and then also Underdog will give you 15% damage reduction. That's pretty much going to last always because you're always going to have people trying to shoot you in the face because you're the only person walking around. So it's like a 15% damage reduction you always have. We have Overkill to give us extra damage on our shotgun. Over in Tank, we ace Resilience to get armor recovery rate and flashbang reduction. Go ahead and ace Die Hard on this one. We get 20 armor with Ballistic Vest, and this is also really important here with the basic version of Die Hard. You take 50% less damage while interacting with objects. So that means if you're picking a lock, you're opening a door, setting a drill, whatever it is you're doing, you're going to take half damage during that time. It's very important because all the firepower is going to be focused on you, right? So if you can reduce damage during the time when you're most vulnerable, that's a smart move. I have basic transporter on here so I can throw bags a little bit farther. Bullseye to get armor back for every headshot, and then Iron Man basic to increase our armor value. I have nothing in Technician. Over in Ghost, I ace Duck and Cover and Parkour, which gives us movement speed bonuses and dodge bonus, and it also allows me to sprint and reload at the same time. The big points here are the movement speeds, because you just need to be able to move fast and get your stamina back. And then Ace Inner Pockets to lower the concealment on weapons and on Ballistic Vest. Over here in Silent Killer, we take basic Second Wind, we ace Optical Illusions. We take the aced version of Specialized Killing to get 15% damage bonus twice. Take the basic version of Low Blow, which is going to give us up to 30% critical hit chance, which is really nice because you're always going to have that as long as you keep your concealment down. And I go ahead and ace Unseen Strike. Now you could take these 12 points out and put them somewhere else. You could just take the basic and have 8 points left. Really, I like having a shitload of crit because the more crit I have, the higher the chance percent, or the higher chance I have to crit something, right? So that means everything's gonna die really, really quick, like really, really quick. But again, you don't have to have it. Sometimes for certain heists, I'll take the points out of Unseen Strike, and like if I need, say, drill skills, I'll go over here and put points into drill skills. That way I have that covered. So just kind of keep that in mind. These are extra points here that you don't have to put right there. And last but not least, over in Fugitive, we take basic martial arts, we ace Bloodthirst, we ace Berserker, and we ace Frenzy. So Frenzy is not as OP as it used to be. Basically now you're looking at 25% damage reductions. That's to all damages, which is pretty nice. Not 60% to everything was what it used to be. So 25% damage reduction, very respectable. Up to double damage with Berserker, and with Bloodthirst, you kill somebody with a melee strike, then your next reload is going to be much quicker, which we need that. Since we're using Berserker, our melee damage is going to be kind of crazy anyways. Looking at our weapons, I have elected to use the Raven Shotgun. I thought about using the Breaker 12 gauge. You could possibly use that one as well. However, the Raven has a little bit better concealment. It has better ammo pickup rate, and honestly, when you're doing close to double damage anyways with your shotguns and you have crit, that extra damage really doesn't matter with the Breaker. So you can kind of see how I've modded mine here. I have the Short Barrel, I have the Silent Killer Suppressor, not the one, because one, it doesn't take away as much concealment, and two, you want less accuracy on your buckshot shotgun because each pellet impacts for full damage, but they don't stack. So like if you hit a dozer with all 10 pellets, he's not going to take like 10 times damage from it. He takes damage once. So if you can spread out the buckshot, make it hit more targets, you kill more things very quickly. That is actually why I have elected to use shotguns with this build, because you don't have to aim. And that sounds kind of weird, but you really don't have to take a whole lot of time aiming. You don't have to worry about if a cop's going to try and roll to the side, or if he's going to like duck down suddenly, or like do something like that. As long as you're pointing your gun at them and you shoot, they're going to die. And that's what's really important, is to kill targets very quickly, because they're all focused on you, they're all trying to kill you. You don't want to die. We take a stat boost for concealment, take the basic little compact laser module, and you could take a sight if you want to, or you can elect to use the flip up sights. The flip up sight gives you 2 more concealment over just using a regular sight. I find that I don't really need the concealment, and I have a preference for using a standard sight anyways, so I just go for the speculator sight, which is one I prefer. For your secondary, I highly recommend the Judge shotgun. Take that with HE rounds, the suppressor, because again, you want accuracy with HE rounds because you want to make sure they hit their target. Plus concealment, a compact laser module, and if you want to put a sight on there, you can. If not, then it's whatever. It's not necessary. You guys can see that I have 3 concealment with this setup. As long as you have 5 or less, then you will get the full benefit from low blow. So keep that in mind. For my melee weapon, I take the ice pick. Now, depending on how much concealment you have and how you choose to balance things, you could go for a different melee weapon. You want to have a melee weapon that does a lot of damage, because lots of damage is great. I'm not sure why Nova's shank is unlocked right now. That's strange, but whatever. Anyways, you want high damage on your melee weapon. So I go for the ice pick. It has a base of 30 concealment, which is nice. Other option would be like the chain whip. That one has a base concealment of 29. You could do the pounder. You could do the Shinsakudo katana, but again, you're looking at 7 detection right there, which is not so good. Ice pick is really probably your best bet. I'd recommend that one. You could go for some of the other ones, some of the other concealment ones, like maybe the trench knife if you don't have any of the newer DLCs. The highest damage you can get with the best concealment is what you want, basically. For our perk deck, we go with Anarchist. I'm sure by now you probably know how Anarchist works, but basically Anarchist converts your health into armor. So you have a crap ton more armor than what you normally have, but you don't have much health, which is okay. For every enemy that you shoot, then you will gain armor back for that. And you also gain armor back in like little short bursts. So you have armor regenerating that's kind of going constantly. You kill someone, you get armor back from that. And additionally, if you get a headshot, you get 25 back from bullseye. What's really nice about Anarchist here is that whenever your armor gets depleted, you are immune to damage for 2 seconds. It's going to occur once every 15 seconds. This is an absolute lifesaver. There's been times where I have had my armor break and I've been able to get back in cover and stabilize because I had that little bit of immunity there. It's very, very powerful, and do not underestimate it. Alright guys, for our second variation of this build, we will be taking the ICTV armor, so we're going to have much heavier armor. It'll give us a lot more armor than the other build. However, we sacrifice quite a bit of speed and some damage by doing this. Starting out in Mastermind, we will go ahead and take Combat Doctor. So this might sound a little bit weird since we're using Berserker, but there's a reason why we take this. This build is a little bit more friendly to messing up. It gives you a little bit more room to kind of wiggle with. So go ahead and go up through here and get Ace Combat Doctor. And Enforcer, you can kind of see what we've taken here. Shotgun skills, damage, etc. Basic Die Hard to get that 50% interaction bonus. Transporter, throw bags. Yeah, you kind of see that there. Ghost, we take basic duck and cover and basic parkour for more movement speed and faster stamina regeneration. And then over here in Fugitive, let's start with Brawler over here. So same thing as before, basic martial arts, Ace Bloodthirst, Ace Berserker, Ace Frenzy. For Revenant, we take basic 9 lives, we ace up and go. So after being revived, you come back with a little bit more health, but more importantly, if you get revived, then you come back and you take 30% less damage for 10 seconds, which is important. We take Feigned Death. When you get down, you have a 15% chance to instantly get revived, and by acing it, the chance to instantly get revived is increased by an additional 30%. So you have a almost 50% chance to be able to get back up if you go down, which is very helpful. And that will save you from needing to use Messiah. Messiah, while in bleed out, you can revive yourself if you kill an enemy. You can only have 1 charge. So if you're on the ground, you're bleeding out, and you shoot somebody and you kill them, you pop right back up. The Ace version makes it so that whenever you use a Doctor Bag, you replenish that Messiah charge. So this is why we have taken the Ace Doctor Bags over here. Now some heists, this will be really hard to actually be able to use your Doctor Bags to keep your health up, because maybe you're constantly moving, or you have to go to different objectives. Not as easy to do in those situations. It's more of like something that if you go down, you would want to kind of get back in cover and then maybe drop the bag then and try and use it. Hopefully you're not going down at all. But this build kind of has that built-in piece where, okay, if you do screw up and you do go down or you do get overwhelmed, you might be able to come back from it. Maybe. So kind of keep that in mind there, guys. Alright guys, for my primary weapon, I have elected to use the Rhinefield. This is a very old gun, but it's very reliable. It's very well rounded. Has pretty good damage, low accuracy, which is good for a buckshot, good stability. 10 shots in the magazine, which is pretty average for a gun like this. So I do the buckshot, I do the shark teeth nozzle, because again it takes away accuracy. I boost it for -4 accuracy. We take the zombie hunter pump, the LED combo, the ergo grip, because again we don't have any accuracy add-on there, so that's a good thing. We take the extended magazine, I have a sight on it. For my stock, I take the government issue tactical stock, because again, +8 stability and no accuracy being added. And over here in upper receiver, we take that to get a little bit more into the magazine. So pretty straightforward there. The Judge shotgun is basically the same as the other one. The only difference is that instead of having the silencer, we're going to have the King's Crown compensator, which gives us a very nice +12 accuracy, which is great for HE rounds. HE rounds are in a lot of ways your defense against dozers, against large waves of enemies. It's the only way that you can really kill snipers. It's very important to have good accuracy on your HE rounds. So you can kind of see that's basically the same as before. You can put an LED combo on it if you want to, a sight. It doesn't matter, it's your secondary, and it's just really there for the utility purposes. So, there you go. So I'm going to show a few little shreds of footage here and there and just kind of commentate and kind of give you guys some direction. You see here I am doing Beneath the Mountain. This is a very difficult heist, I feel like, to do solo. There's a lot of different things going on. You have to really be cognizant of your surroundings, be smart about stuff. Playing solo in this game is so much different from playing with a team, because you are the team. So you saw me back there through the Molotov back. That was 1, to delay any cops might try and come through that area, and 2, since I'm doing damage constantly with a Molotov, I'll get back armor. And so you see here I'm trying to cut through here again. I'm taking half damage because of the lovely Die Hard skill. Try and throw out a Molotov, I end up, catching myself on fire a little bit there, but that's okay. And again, using the Molotov to try and get some consistent armor recovery going. These are things you have to be very aware of whenever you are playing by yourself. So I'm able to get through that. Go hit the key card. Again, not too much of a delay here, just kind of trying to get through as quick as I can. This build is obviously my quicker build. This is like my light armor build, even though it's not really technically light armor, I guess, because I have like over 250 armor, but it's a quicker running one. So I switch over to the Judge to try and lay down some fire real quick. You see lots of guys in the distance there. The Judge will just put them all away real quick. It's very important to not let your armor get depleted. You can get it back easily enough, but it's just like an extra scare you don't need. And again, I'm shooting at the ground with the Judge in order to maximize the kills. Don't really need to aim it like ever at anybody. Just go ahead and aim straight for the ground or near the feet of an enemy. That's good enough, because you might get collateral kills. In this attempt of this, I actually had the wrong melee weapon. I was using the taser instead of having the ice pick, so that's kind of a mistake on my part. But again, shooting through the smoke back there just to go ahead and try and get some kills. Don't need to have a whole lot of accuracy to kill through smoke, and then using the Judge to clear big groups like that. See me here taking cover, trying to get a little bit of armor back and kill some enemies. Sometimes you just find really nice little hiding places like this, which is definitely what this was right here. Alright, so I managed to get through that part. Go me. Alright, so here's a little bit of footage of the heavier armor variant of this. Forgot to change the silencer on this, but that's okay. You notice whenever I'm using this interact, I actually turn to face where the enemies are going to be coming in at. This is important because I'll know where the enemies are at as they come onto the screen. I know if I need to kind of stop and then kill people before I try and finish that objective. If you have your back to the enemies, then you don't know they're there, so you're going to turn around and not really know where they're already at, right? At least this way I know where I need to be aiming, what I need to be doing the second that I am done with the objective. can see a nice triple kill there, basically. Killed 2 and then finished the last one off with a whack on the head with the ice pick. Using the Molotov as a way to try and get some enemies killed and to get back some nice armor. Black Dozers can be kind of scary, so kind of be careful around them. They do a lot of damage. They'll snipe you. They're not very fun. I know some of you guys might be wondering like how this build deals with snipers. Honestly, I've not really had any problems with snipers ever. My big problem has just been kind of getting overwhelmed by like a mixture of dozers or getting tased, and that's what kills me because I don't have shock proof on this build. So that's been kind of the biggest problem so far. Alright, last clip here, guys. This is from my diamond solo run here. You can see some sneaky little movements here using the cover that is available to me whenever it's available. You must be very mindful of cover and how it works. Sometimes you just have to try and find cover wherever you can. Like I found a little bit of cover behind this display here. And reloading everything using the power of the HE rounds to kill the dozer. Quick reload and boom, 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 he's dead. And then firing into the smoke because I'll probably hit something because my gun is super inaccurate, which is what we want. Again, jumping back behind cover, trying to limit my exposure to enemies as much as I can. You see, sometimes I'll like run and start like a jump and then reload. That allows me to reload while also like kind of moving very quickly. Because on this version, I don't think I actually had the run and reload skill. I don't think I did anyways. I may have it as just habit because I do it all the time. So, using HE rounds effectively to clear big groups of enemies and cops and whatever else might come. Notice right there, I marked the dozer before I came up the top. That way I knew where he was at and I was able to peek him and kill him pretty easily. Safety first. I guess if nothing else, kind of the main thing I need to really stress about playing solo is that you need to be aware of everything. You need to really be aware of where enemies spawn at. You need to know like kind of where your escapes are, where enemies are concentrating the most at. You just really need to be on top of your game to do it. It's not that difficult. Some heists are harder than others, obviously, but you just need to just be aware of what's around you. Don't get tunnel vision. So hopefully this build's been informative. Hopefully it has helped you a little bit, and maybe it's inspired you to try doing some solo on your own. I've definitely enjoyed it a lot. It's a nice challenge, and it really gives you a whole new perspective on the game. So let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about anything. If you need more good examples of this, you can watch some of my other solo videos, and you can kind of see solo play at work there. But yeah, I will see you guys very, very soon in the next video. This is Zach's gonna be Good Time Gaming. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like anything you saw here today. And remember to always have a good time gaming.